There are over 8 billion people in the world, but some are born with a fate that comes with a body that is radically different and harsh. What would you do if every day you had to face discriminatory looks and excruciating pain? Today, we will walk through the journey of 12 extraordinary individuals, people who have used medicine and unyielding willpower to undergo a tear-filled rebirth. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with your emotions to help spread these humanitarian values. Let's get started right now. Bridget Jordan and her brother are among the few people in the world who have Majewski type 2 skeletal dysplasia, which limits her height to just 69 centimeters. Despite her small stature like a doll, Bridget carries an immense amount of energy within her. She chose not to undergo the painful and risky bone-lengthening surgery, but instead focused on maintaining her health and enjoying life in the brightest way possible, always finding joy in the simplest things. The medical interventions for Bridget were primarily to manage the common bone and cardiovascular complications associated with her condition. Instead of lying on the operating table to add a few centimeters, she chose to stand on stage as the cheerleading captain at her university. The image of the petite girl soaring through the air with a confident smile has become an inspirational symbol for millions. Bridget proves that true aesthetics lie not in body size, but in attitude and resilience. Although she passed away in 2019, Bridget Jordan's legacy remains incredibly strong. She lived a full life surpassing the limitations predicted by medicine. Her story reminds us that happiness does not come from having a body that meets society's standards, but from accepting ourselves and living fully with what we have. She turned her small stature into a launching pad to shine, proving that the human soul has no height limitations. Paige Billiot was born with a large port wine stain covering almost half of her face, which made her a target for cruel teasing throughout her school years. Instead of hiding it under heavy makeup, Paige chose to confront her difference. She began undergoing laser treatments from a young age to lighten the stain and prevent skin issues. Each session was a challenge, but she realized that changing the stain was not as important as changing the way she viewed herself. In her aesthetic journey, Paige decided to stop trying to become normal. Instead of continuing with invasive surgeries, she chose to make peace with her port wine stain, turning it into a personal statement. Paige participated in art projects and used the stain as a unique color palette to create striking photo shoots. She no longer tried to hide it, but transformed it into a part of her freedom and self-expression. Today, Paige Billiot is a renowned actress and activist inspiring millions about self-confidence and the true definition of beauty. She proves that aesthetics is not just about eliminating imperfections, but about caring for and loving the body to feel the most comfortable. Paige's confidence shines from the very imperfections on her body, reminding us that every scar or mark on the skin tells a precious and worthy story. Dorsey Ross was born with Apert syndrome, a rare condition that causes the skull face and fingers and toes to be fused together. Upon his birth, doctors had little hope for his survival and advised his family to place him in a special care unit. However, Dorsey's parents decided to stay by their son's side, embarking on a long medical journey with a total of 68 surgeries from infancy to adolescence to separate his fingers and reconstruct his face. For Dorsey, each surgery was not only a physical pain, but also a mental challenge. He faced bullying and cruel nicknames like Monster, But instead of giving up, Dorsey used resilience as his motivation. The medical interventions helped him regain flexibility in his hands and a more confident appearance, but it was his strong will that allowed him to overcome social barriers and pursue his dreams of education and career. Today, Dorsey Ross is a renowned pastor and inspirational speaker. He uses the story of his 68 surgeries and miraculous survival to deliver a powerful message to those facing difficulties. Dorsey proves that no matter how flawed the body may be or how many surgeries one undergoes, a person's worth and purpose in life can still shine brightly if they never give up on themselves. Hirotada Ototake is the author of the groundbreaking book Nothing is Impossible, and was born with tetra-amelia syndrome, which left him without arms and legs. For decades, Ototake has lived a life full of determination, adapting to life in a wheelchair with the support of his loved ones, becoming a symbol of optimism in Japan. However, his desire to stand on his own 2 feet never faded, and he decided to embark on a challenging journey with modern medical technology to experiment with robotic legs. Starting in 2018, Ototake became involved in a groundbreaking research project testing robotic legs integrated with artificial intelligence. This was not a traditional cosmetic surgery, but rather a process of upgrading the body with high technology. To control the mechanical joints with his will and body balance, he had to train with high intensity. Each trial step was a moment for Ototake to face fatigue and pain, but the smile never left his face. The moment Ototake walked over 50 meters on his own with robotic legs became a historic milestone, blurring the line between disability and normalcy. This is a statement: when a person is brave enough, medicine will be the wings that help them reach the impossible dreams. If you were Ototake, would you dare to sacrifice everything to take that first step? Share your feelings in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and give us a subscribe to support us in spreading these extraordinary acts of willpower. Asher Nash was born with Down syndrome and a bright smile that can melt any heart. His story began when his mother, Megan, sent a photo of her son to an advertising agency only to be rejected because they did not request photos of children with disabilities. Megan refused to accept that her son was excluded simply because of his differences and decided to launch a powerful campaign on social media. She didn't demand surgery to change Asher's appearance, but called for a change in the way society perceives him. The power of the community created a massive wave of support, forcing the fashion brand Oshkosh B'gosh to change their decision and invite Asher to be the face of their campaign. The image of a boy with the distinctive eyes of Down syndrome appeared on large billboards, becoming a symbol of inclusion. This is not a story about cosmetic surgery, but a story about changing society's perception, accepting diversity and the natural beauty of every individual. Asher Nash's journey has opened the door for many other children with disabilities to enter the world of modeling and advertising. The boy didn't need to change his facial features to be perfect, as his innocence and determination helped break down stereotypes. Asher proves that when we respect differences and stop trying to fix what nature has given us, the world becomes brighter and more humane than ever before. Liu Jiangli was born with thick black fur covering most of her body, causing her to face discrimination from a very young age. Her family abandoned her, and her childhood was a series of lonely days in an orphanage. The dark patches not only caused aesthetic pain, but also served as an invisible barrier that prevented her from connecting with the world around her. The little girl always felt like a monster in the eyes of others, carrying self-doubt and isolation within her. Jiangli's story changed when a cosmetic hospital in China decided to help her undergo surgeries free of charge. The journey was not easy, starting with complex skin grafting techniques and painful laser treatments. Every time she entered the operating room, Jiangli carried with her the hope of a new normal appearance like everyone else. She felt the gradual transformation from each centimeter of smooth skin she regained to the growing confidence blossoming within her soul. After the surgery, Liu Jiangli confidently stepped out of the darkness to embrace love and affection. The medical intervention not only healed her skin, but also revived her soul, opening a new chapter full of light. Her story is a testament. Sometimes cosmetic surgery is a salvation of fate. In your opinion, is it appearance or willpower that determines happiness? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us in spreading these humanitarian values. Carel Struycken, the actor famous for his role as the butler Lurch in the Addams Family, stands at 2 meters and has remarkably unique facial features. Few people know that this distinctive appearance is the result of acromegaly, a condition caused by a pituitary tumor that leads the body to produce excessive growth hormone. Rather than viewing this as a curse, Carel faced it with a calm attitude, turning the traits that others might see as odd into an artistic advantage. In his medical journey, Carel underwent treatments to control the growth of the tumor, preventing dangerous, life-threatening complications. These interventions were not aimed at making him beautiful by conventional standards, but to protect his health and life. Thanks to medical advancements, he has been able to maintain a stable life and continue contributing to the arts, proving that a unique body can still create a brilliant career if embraced and leveraged. Carel Struycken's story is a testament to the value of individuality. There's no need to alter one's face to fit the mainstream. It is precisely the differences that have given his roles a captivating allure. From this, we learn that while medicine helps sustain life, it is confidence that truly makes us shine. In your opinion, should we change to fit in, or should we embrace our uniqueness? Leave a comment below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us. Elif Kocaman, the woman who once held the Guinness World Record as the shortest woman in the world at just 72.6 centimeters, is a symbol of optimism in Turkey. Born with a rare syndrome that causes her body to stop growing, Elif has faced challenges with mobility and joint pain throughout her life. However, she has never let her modest height stop her from dreaming of a normal and joyful life surrounded by family and friends. Medically, Elif has undergone numerous tests and treatments to manage bone and spine issues, the consequences of her congenital dwarfism syndrome. These interventions are not aimed at changing her appearance or increasing her height, but focus on alleviating pain and helping her carry out daily activities. Each visit to the hospital is a challenge, but Elif always faces it with resilience, seeing it as a necessary step to continue enjoying the beautiful things in life. Although Elif passed away in 2021, her image as a small woman with an indomitable spirit lives on in the hearts of the public. She used her life to prove that a person's worth is not measured by height, but by kindness and inner strength. Elif's story reminds us to cherish our health and the wholeness of our bodies while conveying the message that medicine is a supportive tool, but it is the warm heart and the desire to live that drive us to overcome all barriers. Yvana Yumbo Ruiz was born in the Amazon rainforest region of Peru with a massive pigmented birthmark covering her entire back and part of her body. The local people referred to her as the Bear Girl. And the birthmark was not only an aesthetic barrier, but also posed a significant risk of skin cancer. For a poor family in a remote area, access to modern medical care was a distant dream, making Yvana's life full of challenges. A miracle came when a charitable organization brought Yvana to Spain for a series of complex surgeries. The doctors used a method called skin expansion, where water-filled bags were placed under healthy skin to allow it to grow, and then the excess skin was used to graft onto the dark birthmark area after it was removed. This process took several years, with dozens of surgeries requiring Yvana to endure extraordinary levels of pain. Gradually, the dark patches faded away, replaced by smooth skin. Aditya Romeo Dev, the Indian man, who stands at just 84 centimeters, became a global sensation with the title of the world's smallest bodybuilder. Unlike many individuals with dwarfism who seek risky limb-lengthening surgery, Romeo chose to embrace his unique body. He spends hours in the gym building strong, toned muscles, turning his congenital condition into a symbol of strength and masculinity. For Romeo, aesthetic beauty is not about height, but about balance and the willpower to conquer heavy weights. However, behind that optimism lies a silent medical battle. Doctors discovered that Romeo had a brain aneurysm, a time bomb that could take his life at any moment. He had to undergo intensive treatments and medical interventions to manage this condition. Despite knowing he had a serious illness, Romeo refused surgery to change his appearance and focused on maintaining his health and passion. He wanted the world to remember him as a true athlete, not just a successful surgery case. Romeo's passing in 2012 at the age of 23 left an immeasurable sense of sorrow, but his legacy is priceless. Romeo proved that true aesthetics come from hard training and self-respect. His story reminds us that we should not waste time trying to fix what nature has given us, but instead use that time to sharpen our strengths. Romeo lived a short but brilliant life, stronger than any giant. Rahma Haruna, a young woman from Nigeria, shocked and moved the world with her harsh fate. Her body stopped developing when she was just 6 months old due to a mysterious illness, causing her arms and legs to never grow. Rahma had to live most of her life in a plastic bowl to maintain balance due to her fragile body. Despite enduring excruciating pain whenever the weather changed, she always wore a gentle smile, proving a spirit that would never surrender to fate. Throughout her journey, Rahma received attention from many international medical organizations, hoping to perform surgeries to improve her bone structure or reduce the pressure on her internal organs. However, due to her fragile and complex physical condition, doctors were unable to proceed with surgery due to the high risk to her life. Instead, medicine supported her with pain management therapies and special assistive devices, allowing her to sit more steadily and interact more easily with the world around her. Rahma's passing in 2016 at the age of 19 left a great silence, but the image of the girl sitting in the green plastic bowl remains a symbol of gratitude and resilience. She didn't need a perfect body from the operating room to prove her worth. Rahma taught us that happiness is not found in a flawless appearance, but in cherishing every breath and the love from family, no matter how harsh the circumstances may be. Leonid Stadnyk, the Ukrainian man once recognized as the tallest person in the world at over 2.5 meters, had his enormous stature due to a pituitary tumor from his teenage years. Unlike many who turn to cosmetic surgery to adjust size or appearance, Leonid remained cautious about surgery. He viewed his height as a burden of fate, not a record to flaunt, and spent most of his life living quietly in a small village away from the spotlight. Medically, Leonid received many offers for free surgery from top specialists to remove the tumor and control the uncontrolled growth. However, after several consultations, he chose to decline the invasive procedures due to concerns about the risks that could alter his nature or cause unnecessary complications. He accepted living with his large hands and oversized feet, using medicine as a tool to monitor his health rather than attempting to fix his fate. Leonid Stadnyk passed away in 2014, leaving behind the story of a giant with a gentle and humble soul. He proved that not everyone seeks perfection through cosmetic surgery. Sometimes the greatest courage is in accepting oneself and living fully in that form. Leonid lived a quiet life full of dignity, reminding us that true beauty lies in serenity in the face of fate's storms. 12 individuals, 12 destinies. But they all share one common point: the desire to live a full life. Medicine can alter appearances, but it is the willpower and love that bring about the greatest rebirth. I hope these stories have inspired you with the belief that no matter the form, you are always a unique and valuable being in this world. If these stories have touched your heart, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you won't miss the next inspiring journeys. Leave a comment to share which character impressed you the most. Your support is a great motivation for me to continue spreading these humanitarian values. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next videos.